Hey, my little daggies. How are you? So I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm being harassed again, not by HRP or RCMP. This time yeah, I'm trapped in this room with Philip every night. Good times. Jeremy actually sent me a message that he wanted me to put out for his followers. So thanks to a little company called Synergy, they're able to extort us and extort other inmates so that they are able to talk to their loved ones. It's very expensive, but worth it. I miss Jeremy so much. So he says, observing the so-called EMA inquiry from the limited view permitted from inside of a prison, there is a clear missing element here that none in power will dare address. I have an opinion on this in the defense of the Prime Minister. That may sound shocking to many, especially my supporters, but please allow this consideration. As we know, but the media and state power refuse to acknowledge, Diagolon was brought to the forefront of House and Senate deliberations on an emergency situation in February, no less than 8 times. The Conservative Party leader pretends he has never heard of this odious group of dirtbags until recently. This is alarming since he himself was present on 3 occasions Diagolon was discussed as a national security threat. Perhaps his memory is failing, or perhaps he is lying, or worst of all, simply wasn't paying attention at a critical moment in Canadian history. Many wish to lay the primary foundation of blame on the Prime Minister. I am no supporter of his, however, what's fair is fair. The failure of this situation is not his. Using a metaphor I can personally relate to, the command position is often an undesirable one. You cannot be everywhere at once, and trying to manage a team, company, business, family, or nation in crisis, as a leader, you must rely on those around you for support. In this case, the PMO was seemingly provided with historically embarrassing intelligence information. The public safety minister, among his numerous other exposed lies, all but told the nation it was at risk of being attacked by, quote, a well-armed, organized, agile, far-right organization with a steel resolve. It might sell as a Tom Clancy novel, but in reality, this is a frightening display of incompetence. It is the job of public safety, CSIS, and the RCMP to identify, monitor, and mitigate potential threats to the public. As you'll note, no militia organization has been uncovered, no raids executed on terror compounds, and no group of militants arrested in the days since, because they plainly did not exist. Faced with a crisis situation and being informed by your supposed trusted professional organizations to handle this business that there is an imminent threat or of violence or terrorism, what would you have the man do? Nothing? What if they were correct and people were killed as a result? It should terrify everyone and be a point of international embarrassment that a group of online content creators, podcasters, comedians, and trolls entertaining themselves with a fictional universe captained by a demonically possessed goat figurine with a narcotics problem could be mistaken for a legitimate threat to the public like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, FLQ, or similar historical examples. Simply put, the intelligence and threat assessment apparatus of Canada that our government relies upon to make decisions regarding threats is bewilderingly incompetent at best, or maliciously compromised at worst. The real inquiry should be into the Public Safety Minister, RCMP Commissioner, CSIS Director, and their respective subordinates into exactly how in the unholy hell a once great nation like Canada could come to be so shockingly inept, and what potential real threats exist that are going unnoticed as these people pursue political dissidents, entertainers, and their supporters across the nation instead. I am genuinely fearful for everyone's safety. If this is the quality of men and women manning the walls at night while we sleep. Respectfully, from the lovely Saskatoon Correctional Center, Jeremy McKenzie, terrorist. He also wanted to thank everybody for all of their support, and he is slowly teaching me how to podcast from entropy, so hopefully I can rip out a podcast and get everybody up to speed in the near future. Love you guys. I don't know which way to go. My hand's so messed up from my rheumatoid. Pro Patria.